If you want to win some free PSN or Xbox gift cards, all you gotta do is be subscribed to my channel, drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Also, if you guys want to get your hands on some cheap Master Prestige accounts for any Call of Duty games, check out DigiZoni. The link will be down in the description, and make sure to use code GOBLIN. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. Today's video is another episode of my How to Be a God at Black Ops 3 series, where I take your guys' questions from the comments that have to do with improving, getting better at Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and I answer a couple of them per video, give some tips that can generally help everyone who watches the video. So you guys have been loving this series. All of them pretty much get over 2,000 likes. I'd really appreciate if we could keep smacking that like button. 2,000 likes once again would be absolutely awesome. Also subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and of course spam those comment section down below with any questions you guys want me to answer in my next episode. Let's get right into this. First question. Hey Goblin, does playing on a monitor improve your gaming, or is a TV just as good? Also love the vids, I've improved so much thanks to you. So I really appreciate that comment, and this is a good question that I get asked quite a bit. People ask me, get a gaming monitor. I always see people in the comments saying, get a gaming monitor, it'll help you so much, it'll help you so much. Now, back in Modern Warfare 3, I was debatably at the height of my pub stomach, like I would play all day and just go for the best gameplays, I played on a free TV off of Craigslist because I wanted to, when I wanted to start my YouTube channel up, I didn't have any HD TVs or any HD stuff in my house, so I went and I got like a free one. Someone was giving it away, a big, huge box TV. This is back in Modern Warfare 3, of course, so I got that off of Craigslist, and I played on that for pretty much all of MW3, and I eventually, you know, my channel was doing well. I bought a monitor, and I played on the monitor a little bit, and I didn't really see much difference, so I actually just used the monitor for my computer, and I just went back to the big TV screen. Now, the key with this is, can a monitor help you improve? Yes, because monitors have less reaction time, and nowadays I do play on a monitor. But if you already have a TV where with a decent reaction time, like this won't really matter. You know, TVs usually will have just a few millisecond reaction time, and of course it'll be a lot faster on a monitor, but we're talking milliseconds here, which is so minimal. It's just like the other debate which is, well, I guess it's not really a debate now since all controllers are wireless except when you're charging it, of course. But there was a debate back in the day. I would use a plugged-in controller, a wired controller on Xbox 360 because the reaction time on that was a tiny bit faster than a wireless one. These are very minimal details that I think if you have a monitor, great. But if you have a TV, it doesn't really matter. The main things here that I'll talk about is you want to have a smaller screen. Having a 20 to a 25 inch screen is perfect. You know, if you have like you're playing on a 60 inch, doesn't matter if it's a monitor or a TV, the smaller is always going to be better because you can watch the whole field of view. As far as a gaming monitor, it's cool, but as far as equipment that will actually help you improve at the game, number one would be a SCUF controller. I would honestly say this. Back in the old days, Soundhorn was more prevalent, but in these newer Call of Duties, number one is a SCUF controller, and a SCUF controller can help you win gunfights, can help you, it literally will just increase your KD just by having it, by using it. Of course, they are very expensive, but SCUF controllers is something I've been using for like 5 or 6 years, and I'm sponsored by them. It's a product I really believe in. If you guys want to get them, the link for that will be down in the description, and you can use the code GOBLIN, of course, for a little bit of a discount there. The second best thing I would say to improve your game as far as equipment would be a headset where you can actually hear all the sounds, like an Astro headset or a Turtle Beach or any sort of gaming headset that would help you out. A monitor can be helpful, but it's definitely not the biggest thing. And the main thing I wanted to say with that story at the start is that the equipment doesn't really matter. I remember I made a setup video and everyone was saying, how the hell are you getting all these Moabs and triple Moabs and all these gameplays on this setup? And to me, it just was natural. Like, the setup doesn't really matter that much. I would say SCUF controller is the biggest key, though, if you actually want to upgrade your game and get some equipment. That was a pretty long talk about that, but that's something that a lot of people comment about. I need new equipment, I need a new mic, and new this. Equipment will help you a tiny bit, but not as much as actually trying to improve, taking tips, and playing the game a lot. Next question. Goblin, how can I deal with a situation like 3 to 4 enemies versus me on Search and Destroy? Now, this is a good question. I love Search and Destroy. I love competitive Call of Duty, but I don't usually upload it because Search and Destroy gameplays are a little bit more slower paced. But basically what you want to do with Search and Destroy is it's all about numbers. So if you're up against 1 versus 3 enemies, you want to answer this question, you want to take them on one by one. You want to take a one-on-one gunfight here, a one-on-one gunfight here, and then another one-on-one gunfight. If you run up against 3 people versus 1 in the same gunfight, they're going to be shooting you from all different angles. And Search and Destroy is all about playing those numbers, noticing on your screen, okay, this is a 4v2. Let me stick with my teammates. When you have the numbers advantage over the enemies, you always want to stick with your teammates so you can do something called trading kills. So if say, for example, your teammate walks in a building, he gets gunned down, but you're behind him, a safe distance behind, you can come in there and you can clean up that kill because the enemy will probably be weak or unexpecting of another person. So when you have the numbers advantage, you want to stay with your teammates, and when you don't have the numbers advantage, you want to force the enemies into those 1v1 gunfights, and that is how you can win in SND. And that is basically Search and Destroy is all played around the numbers, and I kind of like it because it takes Call of Duty, a casual shooter game, and makes it really tactical. Search and Destroy, obviously a super fun game. In public matches, it's a lot of kids just fucking around and going for trick shots and stuff, but in competitive, it can be really fun. Next question. Goblin, hi, what's better to play with vibration on or off, because I'm not that good with either? Now, this is a good question. A lot of people play with vibration on, a lot of people play with it off. Honestly, it doesn't really matter that much. What I would say is you probably want to play with vibration off. I remember when I made the switch was in BO2, I think, or maybe it was MW3 also. But basically, you turn that vibration off, and it's going to feel super weird at first. You're going to feel like, am I even shooting my gun? I can't feel the vibration. But eventually, you'll get used to it, and it allows your hands to stay steady and to have that better aim. It definitely does help. Vibration off is the way to go. It's not that big of a deal, but it's another one of those mini things that will help you out in your gameplay, and definitely in your aiming and your confidence, because you won't have that controller shaking it as you're trying to play a pretty intense game. So I would recommend turning it off. And once again, it's going to feel weird at first. I promise you guys, it's going to feel really weird, much like if you get a new controller or you're playing on a new TV setup. But once you get used to it, it'll 100,000% be worth it. Vibration off, probably the way to go. That's what I would say there. Next question from Grant. What is the best type of gun? Submachine guns, assault rifles, or LMGs? Very good question. A lot of people ask this stuff. In my opinion, in pretty much every Call of Duty game, assault rifles and SMGs are the top two. Those are the top two you should always be worrying about. And in most games, it just comes down to your play style. In certain games, certain setups are just a lot better. For example, in Infinite Warfare, assault rifles are just so strong. Like, there's no reason not to use an NV4 or a K-bar. However, in Black Ops 3, I think SMGs are probably really strong. But then again, there's some assault rifles which are really awesome. I say it's pretty balanced. In BO3, you either want to use an SMG or an assault rifle. Of course, LMGs can be good, but they're way more situational. SMG, of course, if you play up close, close to medium range, you'll know what range you can handle when you're using like a CUDA or a VMP. And assault rifles, if you're that sort of player that likes to take it a little bit slower, maybe you go for, in a game of domination, you go for maybe 20, 30 kills, assault rifle could be good for you. If you're going for, you know, 60, 70, trying to rush your ass off, you're going to need to use those SMGs. So it all depends what you want and what the setup is. Like I've always said before, check your barracks, check your stats. You can see what your KD is with different guns. And then you can say, oh, well, why the hell am I using the CUDA when I have a 0.8 KD with the CUDA, and the VMP I have a 1.2, and the M8 I have a 1.5, you know, so you can tell it's some stats that you probably won't know. Most of your KDs will be around the same with each gun, but there might be one or two standout guns which you should use more, and you can do that by checking that. Next question, what are some game modes to increase your KD? This is a question I get a lot, how to increase KD, and I talk about it quite a bit, but this was one that I thought I had a really good answer to, so I thought I'd answer it here. What are some game modes to increase your KD? The number one game mode to increase your KD would be Team Deathmatch or Free-for-All. I would probably say TDM is even better than that. The reason why, TDM, the game modes are a little bit faster. You might not get as many kills, but it's all about killing. You don't have to really worry about objectives. You don't have to worry about people getting score streaks off of just capturing flags or picking up tags, and there's not many score streaks flying around. In TDM, it's all up to your gun skill and your kills. KD is literally all that matters in TDM. That's why if you're a person that's just trying to improve your KD, TDM is probably the best game mode. It also has a lot more casual players because it's at the top of the list. So you're getting, you know, a bit noobier players. You're focusing all on killing. And if you're, by getting a good KD, you're helping the team getting wins up as well. So that's the definitely game mode I would say if you want to improve your KD. TDM is awesome. Free-for-all, of course, you play by yourself. You're not really hurting anyone, so you can camp your ass off. And free-for-all, usually you can really patrol a building or patrol an area. That's usually the best tactic. Those two are the best. In other game modes, it's just way too chaotic. Kill confirmed. People are getting free kill streaks off of picking up tags. Domination, there's explosives flying everywhere. Kill streaks flying everywhere. So TDM and free-for-all is what I would stick to if you're trying to get that KD up and that's your main goal. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Smack that like button. Let's go for 2,000 likes. Sub for a cookie and don't lookie. And I'm out. Peace. Have a great night, guys.